Okay, so picture this. You find a journal, right? But it's not just any journal. It's a journal from the future.
Ooh, spooky.
Yeah, 2073 to be exact. And get this, it belonged to this time traveler exploring a deserted Paris, totally reclaimed by nature and all that. So we're diving into today this book, Paris, in 2073 AD, Time Traveler's Journal.
I mean, the premise alone is super intriguing, and it's part of a series, right? This world without humans thing.
Exactly.
Which is cool, but what I find really interesting is that this book focuses on what happens, long after humans are out of the picture.
Yeah. It's like September 6, 2073, our guy's about to check out the Paris metro. You know, back in the day, it had been packed.
Or no, totally. A total artery of the city. And that's what makes it so eerie now. It's that whole, past versus present thing. You can practically hear it, The echoes of people rushing, trains screeching to a halt. And now, silence. The book nails that feeling. Especially the part about the metro entrance, the crumbling concrete, the faded posters. It's like,
Ghosts.
yeah, ghosts of a world that just vanished.
It makes you think of like those pictures of Pripyat after Chernobyl. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
Everything just frozen in time, nature's creeping back in. But you still see these glimpses of, like, human life. And our narrator, he even talks about that, imagining the people who were there before. There's this one part, it really stuck with me, about a faded poster. It was for some masquerade ball.
See, and that's where this book, it goes deeper. It's not just about buildings and overgrown streets. It's about, the weight of the things we leave behind. It's like our mark on the world. Kind of like a canticle for Leibowitz. It's this post-apocalyptic story. Monks, right, in this world destroyed by nukes, they try to save bits of knowledge from before. They treat it like sacred or something.
I've heard of that book. Never actually read it, though.
Yeah.
It's just, what I find really interesting here is that the narrator, he's not some tough survivor dude. This wrecked Paris. He's seeing it for the first time, just like us.
Yeah.
He's finding these remnants, these...
relics.
Yeah, relics, and trying to figure out what the heck happened,
Yeah.
Just like us, trying to solve the puzzle.
Exactly. And that's where that whole journal thing really works. We're in his head feeling what he's feeling, fear, curiosity, all of it. He even mentions feeling surrounded by ghosts at one point, which, I mean, given where he is...
Creepy.
Totally.
Speaking of creepy, remember that part where he runs into something in the metro tunnels?
Oh, you mean, you're talking about the rats, right?
Yeah. But not just your regular, subway rats. We're talking mutated monster rat thing.
Yeah.
Like something straight out of a horror movie. They've, totally adapted to this whole no human thing.
Yeah. It's like a classic post-apocalyptic thing, right? Mutated creatures, but the way it's done here, it gets under your skin. It makes you think about our place in all this. What happens if we just disappear? Does nature just hit the reset button? But in ways we can't even imagine. It's something J.G. Ballard was obsessed with. You ever read The Drowned World?
No, but the title alone, right?
Oh, exactly.
So we've got nature going wild, taking back what was hers, and then there's this whole other layer. Deeper in, the narrator starts finding these cryptic messages. Someone's been writing all over the metro walls, but...
And they're weird, right? The messages, different languages, all jumbled together, almost like whispers from... before.
Like those archaeologists in movies. The ones trying to decipher old scrolls and stuff, trying to figure out what it all means.
Right. Except here, it's happening right now, to him. He's got to crack the code, and you can tell it's driving him nuts.
Totally. It's like this primal fear thing, right? These messages, they mean something, they have to. But what? We're just as clueless as he is.
Totally. Like in that Ballard book, Drowned World, the past is this alien thing, unknowable.
And then it gets even more intense. Deeper in, the narrator finds, proof that someone else was down there.
Yeah.
Like other survivors.
That's when it goes from being this lone dude exploring to something way, way bigger. It's not just an abandoned city anymore. It's about, how strong humans are. We connect, even when everything's gone to crap.
He finds their camp.
Yeah.
Like this little time capsule. Sad, but also kind of beautiful. There's this old journal, some toys scattered around, a faded picture of a family.
See, that's what gets me. This wasn't just some, apocalypse on paper. It happened to people. Real people with families and hopes and just like us. It's like Cormac McCarthy's The Road. Ever read that? To me, that's the ultimate post-apocalyptic book. The bond between that father and son. It shows you how fragile we are,
Yeah.
But also how tough we can be.
It's true. And both books, this one, The Road, they don't sugarcoat anything. It's bleak.
Yeah.
But there's this, glimmer of hope underneath. Like, even when it's awful, humans find a way.
Right. And in Paris in 2073 AD, that hope, it comes in the form of, get this, a memory key.
Oh, yeah. Talk about a blast from the past, right?
Yeah.
Finding this advanced piece of tech just lying around in some forgotten tunnel. But it's not just any memory key. It's connected to, well, the Louvre.
Imagine that. It's like finding a key to a tomb. But not just any tomb, one filled with, the best of humanity. Art, history, culture, everything.
It's like this beam of light cutting through all the darkness. The Louvre, the
Right.
art, the history. It meant something once, right? Now in this world, it's just standing there,
Yeah.
silent. And this memory key, it's like a bridge back,
Mhm.
to everything that's gone.
It really makes you wonder what'll be left of us. Buildings fall apart, nature takes over, but art, stories, that stuff, that feeling, it sticks around. Kind of like in I'm Legend. You've ever read that one?
Oh, yeah, with Will Smith.
The book's even better. But anyway, the main guy, he finds comfort in these old records, these paintings. It's this little piece of humanity that survives, just like this memory key.
And that's what I love about this book, Paris in 2073 AD. It's not just about the end of the world. It's about, like, what makes us human. You feel what the narrator's feeling, that wonder, that sadness, trying to figure it all out. We're right there with them.
Totally. And the Louvre, with all that art, those artifacts, it becomes this huge question mark. What matters to us? What do we try to save? And in the end, what's left, it's deep, man.
It's like we're looking in a mirror, right?
Yeah.
Seeing what happens. Everything ends.
Yeah.
Makes you think, if you could send a message to the future, what would you say? What story would you tell?
See, that's what makes this book so great. It's not some simple answer, some happy ending. It just makes you think, really think
Yeah.
about what you leave behind, what your story will be.
Man, that's heavy. But, it's something to think about. So, to everyone listening, if you were standing in that empty Paris, walking through the Louvre, what would you want people to find? What piece of you would you want them to see?